Bonjour, France. Sorry in advance.
Okay, it isn't the classic Tarte or Citron, but it is truly delicious. Some great flavour suggestions from you guys and help from Kenwood to bring you a simple method for a gluten-free buttery crust.
Oh no, the dish is spectacular. I was apologising for your pronunciation, mate. Tarte au Citron. Now, whilst the translation from French to English was lost hundreds of years ago, we do know that it does make a fantastic tangy lemon tart.
Yeah, which is usually lined with an incredibly buttery, crumbly pastry. But today we're going to do a gluten-free version that's still buttery and delicious, but no gluten.
No gluten.
Instead, your suggestions were using almond flour, so ground almonds, porridge oats, a little bit of sugar, pinch of salt, and another flavour suggestion from you, lemon pairs perfectly with tarragon or basil or thyme. Herbs, basically. We're going for thyme. So in the food processor, this is a slightly wetter dough than a pastry. So the food processor keeps it really simple, mess-free and easy. You're going to blend up all the dry ingredients until you've got a fine flour, and then blend in the cold diced butter. I definitely find that much easier than the machine because I have hot little hands, and if you try
very hot, very little hands.
if you try and rub the butter into the flour and it's not cold enough, then you end up with a real sticky mess. Whereas if you cut it in with the blade, easy peasy. Now we're going to place this into a tart case. You can use a regular round one. We've gone for a fancy one because
we're fancy.
French dish, isn't it?
Yeah. So does the butter in the pastry stop it from sticking to the side of the tin?
Yes, and more like a biscuit base on a cheesecake, you're just kind of pressing it into the bottom and in this case up and around the sides as well because it's going to form the crust. You wouldn't be able to roll this out like a pastry. It's more like a biscuit base, but it ends up more like a pastry. Then we're going to bake this off in an oven, 180 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. It should go nice golden and toasted and crunchy, and then we can let it cool down before we put the filling in. Before we make the filling to put in.
Well, yeah, we have to make the filling.
Yeah. Now the base is done and cooling, so we can move on to the filling, which you guys said had to be really tarty. And by that, I presume you mean tangy and tart. And a citron tart should be.
Not just the way you dress.
So 2 full lemons zested into a bowl with 2 eggs and some sugar, and then all of this lemon juice. And it should be about juice from 4 lemons. Plus, in this case, we're not using double cream as you might use in a baked custard. We're going for yogurt. Whisk it all up together. You're not trying to whisk this up to put too many air bubbles into it. You just want to combine it. And then all of this mixture goes into your tart case, into the oven, which we've now turned down to 150 degrees Celsius, and it will need about half an hour until basically you can give it a wobble and it's set around the outside, but the middle is still just wobbling. It doesn't puff up, so you want to go as high as possible. This amount of mixture fills the tart.
It's almost like that was planned.
Half an hour of baking, an hour of cooling at room temperature, and then into a fridge to chill.
Can you get it out? Can you get it out? That's the question,
So
isn't
the
it?
advantage of a ring circular one is it's much easier to get out afterwards. This is not only more difficult to shape before it goes in the oven, but there's more risk now. Make sure it's completely cool, so at room temperature first, then in the fridge, and hopefully...
Well, that was very easy. I think you primed it.
That is our lemon tart.
Now, you could serve it just like that, or you could go to the next level with some creme fraiche, or you could go to even the next level above that and add some elderflower cordial into your creme fraiche to give it a different flavour. Or you could go to another level above that and toast off some almonds and just leave them on the top of your tart.
And what you should hope for is a slight wobble on the inside.
Oh,
That gorgeous, gorgeous lemon tart. Our almond and porridge base, and that should be like a custard. It's delicious. Yeah, we're not finished yet.
Oh, right, so it sounded like you were going to the... And that's...
No, I was just enjoying that moment because that is a gorgeous tarte au citron. So this is just an elderflower cordial, so it's pretty strong, and it just gives a fragrance to our creme fraiche. And we're going to dollop some straight on the top and let it fall off the side. Some fresh thyme, a zest of lemon, and there we have an incredible lemon tart. If you're looking for something that's gluten-free, this base is for you. Sorted.
Well Why'd you go for that slice? This slice looks much better.
Remember, we're looking for tangy,
Oh,
but in a sweet, delicious way.
oh, that's got the tang that makes your eyelids go like this. That's great.
So good. And the little touches you guys suggested, like the thyme and the elderflower, bang on. An absolute French classic with a twist. It's gluten-free. If you want to give it a go, you can get the full recipe in the link down below.